Hi, welcome back to Girl Talk. We're filming today at the Ultimate Veritas Spa Salon. If you're just joining us, we'll let you know about something really exciting that you're going to see later in the show. It's a big reveal, a big makeover, and I think you're going to be wowed at the results. You're going to be wowed at our next guest too, because we love talking to Laura Gallagher, and she is the president of the creative company, a wealth of knowledge, and just glad to have you.
Thanks, Jessica.
I want to talk a little bit about what you do, sort of the big picture stuff, then we'll dive more into the specifics, but just first, what is PR?
Public relations is the study of, or the ability to influence many people through the media or through other communications.
Wow, that's a great way, just a one-liner, the elevator speech, as they say, about what it is.
Yeah. When did you start doing PR?
I started doing public relations when I was in college. I had read the book What Color is Your Parachute by Richard Bowles, which I recommend that everyone read if they're a little uncertain about what to do next. And he said that I should, it seemed as though public relations would be a natural fit, so he said that I should volunteer. So I did. I volunteered for the Madison Children's Museum, and I was able to get them quite a lot of press for the dinosaur exhibit. And then I landed a job at a public relations firm, and then I started my own company.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
And this is something that can suit businesses, authors, nonprofits. PR is applicable to so many areas. There's something called earned media and paid media. I'm wondering if you can tell us what the difference is between those.
Right. So paid media is when you essentially, you buy a place to tell your story, and Girl Talk might be a good example of that, but in addition to that, there are magazine placements and newspaper placements and things like that. And it'll actually say on there that it's paid advertising, just like this segment will say sponsored by the creative company. That's paid media. Earned media is when a journalist actually does a story on your business, and in this day and age, I would say that both have credibility and are different ways of getting the word out, and both have value.
Awesome.
Wow, okay. Let's talk a little bit about when is a good time to hire a PR firm. Do you do it in startup? Do you do it when you're growing? Both?
Yes, theoretically both. Although when you're starting up, you tend not to have that much to say. So, by and large, when we're contacted, it's when a company is building, growing, or changing, and they have a story to tell. And even my very first client many years ago was the Budgetalian Budget Dome. And it might not sound newsworthy, but at the time, only the Holiday Inns had holodomes. So the fact that it was a Budgetalian Budget Dome was actually kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
And I got them on the cover of Motel Management. I also worked for the PR firm, for example, that got Tommy Bartlett up on skis for his 75th birthday, and just some fun things like that. That tends to be what people think about when they think about public relations, these moments that capture everyone's attention, but it also can be very rudimentary in terms of, it could be industry news, it could be just making sure that you're advocating for your own brand and what you're about. It doesn't have to, it's not necessarily all the big story that everyone's kind of captivated by. It can also be just basic business 101 kinds of things that you need to get out.
Yeah, and there's so much to know and do in this day and age as a business owner that it's important to have somebody kind of help guide you in some of those ways, because you can't be an expert at everything. You just can't.
You can't be, and there is pressure to have a thought leader within pretty much every organization that teaches and guides and shares the information that the organization has, and to be helpul. The pressure on content now has never been greater.
Yeah.
We have to have, there's a lot of content that needs to go out to keep your story moving, because it's just such a competitive landscape, and that's where a public relations firm can really come in and help.
Wow, interesting.
To wrap it all up before we go, I think this will be a really good point to share with viewers. Just why is PR so valuable and so important?
Reputation management has never been more important, just because it's of the way that media is consumed and also spread very quickly. And so you want to have your own channels where you can control the information and make sure that your public relations story, or the story you're telling and living, is a positive one, so that you're just ready for anything that comes at you.
I think consumers are really making conscious purchases these days, and that's where that positive image and storytelling really comes into play, because we're really making an effort to do the right thing as consumers.
Right, transparency and trust comes from having a great public relations strategy.
Well, thank you for sharing this with us. It was fun. Nice to see you, Laura. This is Laura Gallagher with the Creative Company. We'll be right back with more Girl Talk. Stay with us.